the greatest point guard ever. His next 5 championships
Double,
were
double!
won with Magic, the greatest point guard of all time. Having Magic as his teammate.
Hey, man. I don't know about the greatest point guard of all time, man.
Subscribe.
In a one-on-one match. One-on-one?
Kobe Bryant should be in the GOAT conversation.
Michael Jordan est la GOAT. C'est Karim Abdul-Jabbar est GOAT. LeBron James est la GOAT.
My GOAT? It's gonna sound crazy, but Kevin Durant.
It's April of 2019.
Like it already.
The Athletic just released an anonymous NBA player poll, asking the perennial question that has cast a shadow over the league for the past decade. Who's the best player of all time? 73% of the 117 votes went to Michael Jordan. LeBron and Kobe left in the dust.
Oh my lord.
4 years later, they ran it back. 58% to MJ, LeBron and Kobe still trailing. Fast forward to 2024, and it's as close as it's ever been. MJ
We just got here.
in
It's
the
your money,
lead
bro.
by just a few percentage points, but once again followed by
Oh my god, the disrespect. 0.8. My goodness gracious. That's crazy.
LeBron and Kobe. Over the
At
last 5
least you got
years,
some
this
votes at
trio
least.
has been solidified as the three-headed GOAT in the eyes of NBA players. But there's just one problem. There is not a universe where Kobe Bryant is the greatest basketball player of all time. There's 2 major flaws on his resume. Accolades and leadership. Kobe wasn't the best player on his team for 3 of his 5 championships. He had Shaq. In his 20-year career, he won just 1 MVP, and his numbers don't exceed guys like LeBron and MJ. He was labeled as a selfish ball hog, refusing to pass to teammates who didn't have the right work ethic, and was viewed as a nuisance by the greatest coach of all time, culminating in the 2004 NBA Finals, where Kobe shot the Lakers out of the series in one of the biggest meltdowns we've ever seen from a superstar.
Oh wow.
He's an all-time great, but he isn't the GOAT, even if that's how NBA players see it. The question of who's the greatest of all time has always been subjective and opinionated. There's never been a right answer, only wrong ones. So today we'll focus.
Who would y'all pick as your GOAT, man? Because the conversation always does change. It goes from, I remember it went from rings to accolades. Then it went to like I don't know. Like the bar continues to be moved every single time, right? And Kyle, I'm not asking you. I already know your answer. But like when I think about that, right? I always think obviously of the, Kareem, MJ, and Bill Russell. I think about those 3 the most when in terms of like accolades, rings, accomplishments, etc., right? And then we go to people they do longevity, they have leadership, all these different kind of things. And then they'll blame the era from where people are in. Then they'll sit there and say like, oh, it can't be back in the day because lack of competition can't be now due to the rule changing and the allowing of the consistent violations. So it's like a plethora of always something that's just saying no. So what do y'all think, man?
Focus on the dark side of this debate, making the case for each of these 8 players to not be the greatest of all time. Prepare for your GOAT to be exposed.
I like it.
Luck.
Oh.
Michael Jordan got lucky. When he and the Bulls began making their run, it was during a time of expansion. From 1988 to 1989, the NBA added teams in Charlotte, Miami, Minnesota, and Orlando, completely diluting the NBA's pool of talent. 60+ players were added to the league, meaning weaker competition for a team like the Bulls. 2 years later, they win their first title and go on to three-peat. In 1995, the NBA expanded once again with Toronto and Vancouver. That same year, Chicago wins 72 games and they go on to three-peat with a far weaker path to the finals. Jordan played in a watered-down era, and this isn't some crazy theory. Dennis
Before he continues, because I've heard the conversation immensely about Golden State Warriors and how they played due to injuries and they won because of luck, right? But I believe luck is very essential. And me personally, if I was to blame the Golden State Warriors, right, just for example, right, saying the reason why blah 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 is because they got injured, then you have to also say at the same time that the reason Toronto won is because of injuries. Because what I always see all the time is Steph couldn't deliver, when clearly and quite obviously, you can't win it by yourself. The fact that you expect a 6'3" point guard to do that by himself, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But he's not a physical specimen like, you know, LeBron and all them brothers. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, all them brothers, right? So when I hear this kind of conversation of luck, I believe that it's necessary, and I can't knock them for that. But it has to also be said, though, that if their competition wasn't that good, I think that should be said. Should that be like a stain on it? I don't think so. I don't think so. But if someone is playing in a way better era, a way more competitive era, a way more competitive conference, then I feel as if that. I don't know, man. I could be contradicting myself, and I apologize if I am, but I think both has to be said. Both has to be said, for sure. But I don't know. I don't explain it well. I just feel like this shouldn't be against Michael Jordan, but at the same time, we have to also be aware that there's growth and evolution as well too, and it has to be also said that the players nowadays are better, are faster, are stronger, are more skilled. You have to say that. I understand also that the rule changes and all that is a real thing too. I do understand that too, and that has to be said as well. But to negate as if the talent level nowadays isn't better is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I think both parts have to be said, but I don't want to put a stain on back in the day because of this. You know, I don't like that. I don't like how, like, oh, it was a watered down cut. That's not Michael Jordan's fault. That's not his fault. They were wanting. Luck is very essential, but that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Luck is essential, but they were nice. Like, they were dumb nice, bro. Luck is very important, bro. Like luck is very important in sports, bro. It just is, bro. It is. Like, injuries happen that we don't want to happen, you know. I don't know, man.
Dennis Rodman, who was on the Bulls at the time, said that the league was so filtered they can beat anybody with their eyes closed.
Damn.
A sentiment that was shared with Larry Bird and Jerry Sloan. MJ dominated at a time where the NBA lacked depth and skill. He got lucky, and he also hit the jackpot. Magic Johnson was forced into retirement at 31 years old. Due to injuries, Larry Bird was gone at 35. Isaiah Thomas called it quits at 32, and the guy who was supposed to be MJ's biggest rival died unexpectedly before ever stepping foot on an NBA floor.
Yo, my God, that's crazy. I never knew that. That's all that happened? Oh my goodness. That's a man. Whoa.
He got lucky, and he also hit the jackpot. Magic Johnson was forced
91.
into retirement at 31 years old. Due to injuries, Larry Bird was gone at 35. Isaiah Thomas called it quits at 32, and the guy who was supposed to be MJ's biggest rival died unexpectedly before ever stepping foot on an NBA floor.
That's crazy.
Jordan's toughest competitor.
All that happens back to back. I think one was like 2 years afterwards, right? That's crazy luck. But again, I can't, like, I don't know, man. I just can't. I can't knock it. I can't knock it, bro. Like, the same with the Cavs, man. Because Curry was injured. You know, Curry was injured. Both got injured. I can't sit there and say, oh, the Cavs got oh, the Cavs didn't deserve it because so-and-so got injured. Like, I can't knock that, bro. Injuries are part of the game, bro. Life happens, bro. Life happens. I can't be mad at a brother that is winning due to the opponent having circumstances out of their control. I can't do that. Got shot to, oh my Lord.
Were gone. The majority of his championships,
That's
scoring
crazy.
titles,
Some crazy sounds in here.
and MVPs were won during a watered-down era without all-time greats.
Like this video so far, though. I like it.
Jordan got lucky. Circumstance. Magic Johnson was blessed by being
You think
drafted
so, Zach?
onto a team that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the tail end of his prime. I mean, having a top 5 player by your side is an advantage that none of these other greats have had. Magic didn't have to be the best player on his team
Yeah, right, P? I didn't know
to have
either.
a chance at winning. With 5 championships, he captured just 3 finals MVPs. In 85, it went to Kareem, and in 88, it went to Worthy. He was put into a perfect situation. And then his luck turned. Magic's career was cut short, right in his prime. Had he not been forced into retirement, he would have climbed up the all-time scoring and passing ranks. He could have won more MVPs after having won 3 of the previous 5 prior to his retirement. Had Magic not been forced off the court, he would have had a legitimate chance of becoming the GOAT. His accolades are still great now,
Yeah, OD.
but when you stack them up against other contenders, he comes up short.
5 rings, 5 finals MVPs. Yeah, but at the same time, too, bro, wouldn't you also say that during Magic's era it was watered down as well, too? Like, what do y'all think? Like, competition-wise, the competition wasn't that great, too, correct? So wouldn't you also put that into this conversation as well? Again, me personally, I'm not doing that because that's the cards he was dealt. That's the cards Michael Jordan was dealt. That's the cards LeBron was dealt with, right? So I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't put a knock on them. But I also have to say this too, that with the brothers of nowadays, LeBron playing against better competition, that is a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact. So I know people might say like, oh, but if you're not gonna put a blemish on Michael Jordan and Magic's era, how can you put a medal to LeBron during his era? And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Did Bron win defensive player? I don't know. No, Bron didn't. Because I remember Bron saying that's the one thing that pissed him off was him not winning one. I remember Bron saying that. And excuse me, Magic. I don't think Magic did. Did Magic ever win one? I don't think he did. But it's still like I just can't. I don't know, bro. I just can't. I can't put a blemish on. Like I respect the era. I respect the era that they were in. I respect it. Queen, what up? Bow. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So I can't put a blemish. I can't, bro. I can't. I don't know.
They had time to grow their legacy.
I know somebody's gonna
Magic
flame me for
never
saying
got
this.
the
I know they are, and
chance.
that's fine.
Selfish.
Oh!
Will Chamberlain is and will always be known as a selfish basketball player
Oh!
who played for stats rather than winning. And
Oh!
ironically, there's a fascinating stat to back that up.
Time out. There's a
I
lot of.
love the Chinese mythology lore vids and the basketball lore vids like these, man.
Nah, this is a great video. There's a lot of information I didn't know too. I'm loving this. I'm loving this, man. Hold on. That's a lot.
They had time to grow their legacy. Selfish.
I never
Will
knew this.
Chamberlain is and will always be known as a selfish basketball player who played for stats rather than winning. And ironically, there's a fascinating stat to back that up.
Talk to me, brother. Talk
Throughout
to
his
me.
career, Will played in over 1,000 games and averaged an NBA record 45.8 minutes per game. You want to know the crazy part? He never fouled out. Not once. Now, you might be wondering,
How's that possible? How's that possible? How? Yeah, I heard about that. The rain. Yeah, I heard about that. That was wild.
Wondering what this has to do with Wilt being selfish and not being the GOAT. Well, John Havlicek, who played dozens of games against Wilt, has said that Chamberlain was so focused on never fouling out that he'd essentially change how he played to keep his streak alive. This is insane. How many games did he cheat his team out of by not giving his full effort? If you're the greatest of all time, your aggressiveness and will to win cannot be put into question. But with Wilt, it is. Hall of Famer Rick Barry just straight up called him a loser. He states that Chamberlain didn't want the ball in big moments and avoided the pressure. The numbers tell that story. Throughout his career, Wilt averaged 5 fewer points in the finals than he did in any other series. He also shot less with 4 fewer field goal attempts per game and fewer free throw attempts. The man seemingly cared more about his stats than he did anything else.
Why does no one talk about this?
Attempts.
24 to 18.6 is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Nope. Why is it not talked about?
The man seemingly cared more about his stats than he did anything else.
That's
Except
crazy.
when it came time to win. Wilt Chamberlain is not the GOAT.
It's a great video.
Unfortunate. In my opinion, you can't deem a player as the greatest of all time for an incredible but short 9-year stretch.
Oh my, the minute I pause, you give me an ad.
Please don't skip and watch the end. Just 1 minute and just $1. Enough.
And that's where Larry Bird finds himself. Great numbers,
Don't look at me like that.
3 straight MVPs, championships, the whole 9 yards. But that was it. Years of diving for loose balls and slamming himself against the hardwood with his do-or-die style of play finally caught up to him. Injuries forced him into retirement and ripped away any chance he had of racking up more accolades and championships to put himself in the conversation with Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, or even Magic. Which brings me to my next point. There is a 0% chance that Larry Bird was the GOAT if he wasn't even the best player during his era. Magic had the same number of regular season MVPs, he beat Bird 2 out of 3 times in the finals, and has 5 championships to his 3. If you weren't the greatest during your time, a short amount of time at that, then you can't be the greatest.
Man, they got Larry out of there quick, man, didn't they? My goodness.
Teammates. Despite being one of the most decorated players in NBA history, winning 6 championships, 6 MVPs, and being the second all-time leading scorer, Kareem has a massive hole on his resume.
Nice.
He has never won a championship without an all-time great by his side. Kareem won his first title with Oscar Robertson, at the time, the greatest point guard ever. His next 5 championships were won with Magic, the greatest point guard of all time. Having Magic as his teammate.
Hey, man. I don't know about the greatest point guard of all time, man. I don't know. I already know they gonna eat this alive when I make a short out of this, bro. Whoo-wee! I'm gonna love the comments in that one.
It hurts his legacy, the same way
that.
it hurts Magic's legacy to have Kareem as his teammate.
I'm gonna play when I want to, sir.
No other greats have had the luxury of playing with another top 5
Gotta get these
player
ads
of all
in.
time. And nobody has gotten the level of help that Kareem has with 2 of the 3 greatest point guards ever. The fact that he's won as many championships as Jordan has always been used to solidify his case as the GOAT. Yet, he won Finals MVP for just 2 of those 6 titles. In fact, in his final 4 championship runs, Kareem averaged just 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists in the finals. In a sense, he got carried.
Oh, God. Wait. He still got carried. Yeah, that's crazy.
Era. That's all I gotta say. Bill Russell played at a time when the NBA was still in its infancy, and the competition.
But you can't blame the man for that. It's like, I feel what you're saying. Like, I totally get what he's saying. I totally get it. But at the same time, I can't get mad at somebody who was born in this era or whatever and dominated. I can't get mad at that. Excuse me. But if there's better competition in the future era, let me tell you this. How can we judge that? How can we properly judge the era of today? Knock out, excuse the disgusting no calls that they have not been allowed. Excuse that, okay? Excuse that. Besides that, the players are faster, stronger, and more skilled. We understand that. We know that's how evolution is, right? Cool. With that being said, how can we sit there and determine now, just the whole era argument? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's so tough to talk about this, bro, because you have to respect both eras. But at the same time, this era nowadays is better. More competitive. It is. It just is, bro. It just is. You can sit there and make all excuses you want, talking about some, oh, but they allow carries and blah. Like, bro, I get it, bro. I totally get it. Black people weren't allowed to play the other. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of context involved with that too. So, like, it's just a lot. But like, I can only base this conversations on what occurred already. You know, like, I can only base it on the fact of just Bill dominating that era. He got those awards, etc., etc. But I have to also say in the same breath that this era is better, more competitive. So that also, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna stop talking about it. I don't know.
Petition was the lowest it's ever been. But it shouldn't matter, right? He has 11 rings. Well, his first 4 championships came when there were just 8 franchises in the NBA. Just by being a team at that time, you had a 12.5% chance of winning the championship, which is just absurd compared to the 4.3% when Magic and Bird played, 3.7% for Jordan's first 3 rings, or the 3.3% for LeBron in the 2000s.
Like, this is important still
Bill
to
had
like
it easy.
discuss.
He won another 5 championships when there were just 9 teams, one title with 12 and another with 14. In fact, during this era, there were just 3.
Are you older than 18? We're looking for motivated people to take online cybersecurity classes. If you're looking to kickstart your educational journey,
rounds during the playoffs due to the lack of franchises. And on top of that, the top team in each division got a bye for the first round. So for 8 of his 11 championships, Russell had to win just 2 playoff rounds per year to win the title. I mean, I could have won a title during that era.
That's crazy.
If you thought the 2024 Celtics had an easy path to the finals, Bill Russell was gifted championships during his era. 4 and 6. It's pretty simple. To be the greatest of all time, you cannot lose on the biggest stage more often than you win. Of these 8 potential GOATs, LeBron joins the notoriously selfish Wilt Chamberlain as the only players with a negative record in the NBA Finals. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for the self-proclaimed GOAT. After abandoning his hometown team on national television, after forming a big 3, after the premature celebrations, LeBron shrunk, shied away from the moment, played scared in the greatest meltdown we've ever seen from a superstar. The 2011 Finals.
Chill. Oh my God, he's going crazy. He's going bananas. Just bow, like Soldier Boy. Remember that Soldier Boy meme, bro? Just bow, just shots. He's right though. He is right though.
Were a nightmare. In fact, if we took LeBron's
don't get me wrong though, if you have LeBron to go, I understand,
and compared it to every finals of his career during his prime, which is considered to be the 25 to 31-year-old range, it's all the way down here. In fact, look at this. That is the production from every finals from our 8 potential GOATs in their prime. LeBron's catastrophe is the 2nd worst finals performance we've ever seen from an all-time great. This should never happen. To be regarded as the greatest of all time, you cannot have this type of performance with everything on the line. The finals losses tainted LeBron's career, but 2011 was the holy grail of choke jobs. The GOAT would never.
I like this dude, man.
So, did your GOAT get exposed? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing.
Good video,
I make
brother.
videos every week and I'd appreciate your support. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you that my GOAT is...
I hate you.
Most people don't know.
I hate you.
Best way to
Oh!
make money in 2024 with
Oh,
Instagram
my Lord.
is actually not becoming an.
I hate you. I listen. I should dislike it just for. I'm just playing. Listen. Shout out to POST2K, man. Great video, brother. Great video, man.